What's up, YouTube? It's your girl, Piano Praiser, coming at you, asking the question, what is really going on? This is a video response to one of my favorite people here on the YT, Ateyaa. She has a question that someone wrote into her about her marriage. And I just want to get into the video and give my response. And like Ateyaa has mentioned, this is just my opinion. Before I say anything, I want to let the young lady know that first of all, you have to make the decision that is best for you. Whatever responses you get, verbal or in the form of video, you're going to have to do that one thing, that's going to make the best, oh my goodness, that's going to be beneficial for you. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, this is about the 9th time I tried to do this video, so I'm going to do it if there are mistakes or whatever, so just bear with me. First of all, and I did make some notes as well, and listening to Ateyaa, I heard some things. Okay, first of all, this young lady saying that she's been married for 4 years, and she's dated her husband for 10 years. So right off the bat, I'm thinking, well, you know what? You're in a position to where you have been with this man for 6 years, so you've seen him go through cycles. So, you know, you have the proper amount of time invested before you took that big step of getting married. So that's beneficial. And then I heard Ateyaa say that you guys had talked about having children. You wanted 3, he wanted 1. Right off the bat, that was a flag to me, because typically, and I know most people, and it's nothing wrong with it, but typically when you start talking about having a family, people tend to think of more than one child, because you want someone, if you do have a child, you want someone to where they can play and interact with. So by the virtue, I see a little bit of things that are unequal. You're wanting lots of kids, he's only wanting 1. So right there I see an imbalance there. So you said that you compromised and you decided to have 2. Well, when you listen and look at that on the surface, you think, okay, here we've got a man and a woman, they're working together, they're compromising. And that is, people, that is what marriage is about. It's give and take. It's compromise. So you said you compromised on 2. Well, now you're saying that he's starting to have doubts. And I want to let you know that, first of all, I'm glad that he's having these doubts, that he is talking to you about them. As opposed to him just not saying everything and him keeping it inside, and you thinking that, you know, the program is still to have these 2 children and he's not telling you that he's not interested. So I know, although it may be a little discomforting for you and uncomfortable, you need to look at it from a standpoint of he's being truthful to you. He's letting you know. Now, he's saying that he wants to be there for his children or his child on a financial level and on an emotional level. And that's exactly what you need to do when you have children. You need to be there for them on those 2 levels. You say that the 2 of you've got it together financially, and but he works long hours. You work. You have a demanding schedule as well, but you're willing to compromise. Again, you're getting back into the thing about compromising. But he's, to me, is saying that he's not willing to compromise that. Now, I don't know if he's not willing. I know we're in a recession, and people, you just can't change jobs like you used to. But he's saying that he's not going to be there emotional, that he doesn't have the time. Well, you know what? When you're raising kids, it's not so much how much time you put into them. It is the quality of that time. It's not quantity all the time. It's the quality. And I think if he really wants children and he knows he's got this job where he's working long hours, he would say, well, you know, I work these long hours, but the time that I spend for my children is going to be good quality time. So I think that's a second flag you need to look at. And then you go in to say that he says that this child wouldn't fit into their lifestyle. To me, that's flag number 3. To me, that's just him saying that he doesn't feel that children is going to fit into his lifestyle, further supporting the fact that he doesn't want these children. Then you say that he thinks about it. You said that he's freaked out over every major life change. I want to ask you something, baby girl, and I use the term baby girl, you know, not to be disrespectful or anything to you. I'm 41, you're 29, so it's really a term of endearment when I say baby girl to you. You says that he's freaked out over every major life change. girl, that's not somebody who you want to build a family with, because as you have children, as they hit their teenage years, there are going to be changes. There are going to be things that come about. You mentioned about making some changes in your work schedule. I don't know if that means you to stop working completely to support the children. If that happens, then, as far as you won't have the two incomes coming in, that's going to be a change. So is this somebody you want to be with, that whenever cycles come up, he's going to freak out? No, you want somebody who can be a rock for you, who you can stand upon. So to me, that's another flag. And then he says that he's thought about it, and he's realized that he doesn't want to lose you. He's not saying if he's going to do it. He's not saying if he's not. Again, girl, he's too wishy and too wishy-washy. Now, the decision as to whether or not to end your marriage, nobody can make that decision but you. And we know that, those of us that are married, we go into marriage with the idea that we're going to be together forever. And really, that's the way that it should be. But sometimes things happen. If you're in a situation now to where you really want children, and at 29, you're right to be thinking about, especially if you're trying to have more than one, because you'll want to have a child and you want to give your body time to rest. You're at the age now where you do need to be making those decisions. And if this is not going to be the man that wants to get on with your program, then maybe you need to live elsewhere. You're still young. You got a lot of living to do. It's not like you got to have a baby tomorrow. You're 29. You are still young. You've got especially if you're healthy, you've got a lot of good years left to have children. I would suggest that the two of you get into some form of counseling, because you mentioned that you're having problems being intimate with him because of this whole idea of children or not. Intimacy is so important in a marriage. You cannot withhold the nookie in a marriage. You have to keep that going, because that's what brings you together and solidifies it. Once that intimacy is there, once it's you can't be intimate, that's where you kind of grow apart. So I think the two of you need to go and get some type of counseling. You do need to be prayerful, and if it just turns out that you guys have two different views on things, that's okay too, because he should be able to not want to have kids if he doesn't want to have kids. And I wish all of you the best. And I just want to introduce my son. This is Jay. This is one of my sweeties. And we're just going to say bye-bye. See you later.